What's up, YouTube? Ignore my chat. Because they do stuff like that. Follow me on Twitch and make my chat a nicer place to be so that I can ban all these people and get them out. I'm turning off the bot for now. If anyone redeems anything, you just refund them. I feel bad doing this. I am a Johnny supporter, by the way, but I feel bad doing this. But we all know he's a slightly slow speaker in the court cases, right? If you've seen any of these court cases, he talks a little slow.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Mr. Depp.
Good afternoon.
Can you please tell the jury why you're here today?
Yes. About 6 years ago, Ms. Heard made some quite heinous and disturbing, wrote these disturbing criminal acts against me that were not.
Do I need to do a recap? I don't know. Would anyone watch this if they don't know what's going on? So I don't know if anyone here wouldn't know this, but basically Amber Heard, I think it was in 2016, she went to the police and she told them that Johnny abused her and beat her, basically. And so this court case happened because Johnny is like, that's not how that happened. And he lost all his work. Well, not all of it. I think Dior still signed him. He still did like stuff for Dior. That was about it. Everyone else dropped him. Disney dropped him. All his movies were canceled. So basically her statement impacted his life really badly. There were articles about him being a wife beater. So that is what this whole court case is about. It's about Johnny Depp claiming that Amber Heard did defamation of his character.
Not based in any species of truth. It was a complete shock that it just didn't need to go in that direction.
Did I even speed this up? I'm so sorry, Johnny, but Jesus, okay. 1.75 it is.
Nothing of the kind had ever happened. Though the relationship, there were arguments and things of that nature. But never did I myself reach the point of striking Ms. Heard in any way, nor have I ever struck anyone in my life. At the time, because the news of this, her accusations had sort of permeated the industry and then made its way through media and social media, became quite a global, let's say, quote-unquote, fact, if you will. And since I knew that there was no truth to it whatsoever, I felt it my responsibility to stand up, not only for myself in that instance, but stand up for my children, who at the time were 14 and 16, and so they were in high school, and I thought it was diabolical that my children...
I'm surprised that he didn't say stand up for other men as well, because to be honest, like, this isn't the first case of a woman screaming false things. Let's just say false things, because some of them are screaming worse accusations. Like, I don't know if it's worse or same level. I guess, I don't know. Like, equal accusations, like really bad accusations on men. And the thing is, women are usually just believed.
Children would have to go to school and have their friends or people in the school approach them with the infamous People magazine cover with Ms. Heard with a dark bruise on her face. And then it just kept, it kept multiplying. It just kept getting bigger and bigger. So it was my responsibility, I felt, to not only attempt to clear my name for the sake of, for many reasons, but I wanted to clear my children of this horrid thing that they were having to read about their father.
I wonder if
it was untrue.
they were
And
getting
also,
bullied
after
at
many years of
school.
being in this, the only way that I could get to the point where I could speak has really...
I think the main thing of this this trial it's not about the money, because if Amber Heard loses, she could most likely just claim bankruptcy and not pay him. I think the main thing was to save Johnny Depp's character, and based on how this is going already, I think Johnny Depp's character is already saved. So he's basically already won. What he needed to happen from this trial has happened. I have met girls that also have screamed things that weren't true, either to protect themselves, because most of the time what happens is they get drunk, they go to a club, they decide they want to sleep with a guy, and then the next morning they're like, oh no, people are going to call me a slut and a horse, and they scream that they got drugged and raped, but you were there and you could tell that they weren't drugged or anything, and that they were making the advances. But like, yeah, shit happens. You get girls like that, but just watch out. You can usually tell by their personality.
All these years, I didn't want any of those people to believe that I had done them wrong or lied to them or that I was a fraud. I pride myself on honesty. I pride myself on truth. Truth is the only thing I'm interested in. Other lies.
Mr. Depp, how do you feel about the intimate details of your life being aired in this process?
As a father, raising kids, when they were very, very little, it was important to me, very important to me, to try to shield my children as much as possible from looking at their father or their mom, for that matter, as novelties. I didn't want my children to experience hordes of paparazzis. So I was always a very private person. So for me to come up here and stand before you, or sit before you all, and spill the truth.
It's true though, yeah. He hasn't come out much except for interviews. Another thing was, like, people should have known, because Amber has like allegations of abuse from her. I think she actually didn't she get arrested the one time because she beat her one girlfriend? And then Johnny has no allegations of abuse. I believe his ex-wife came out with a statement saying that he never abused her, and she can't imagine him abusing anyone.
It's quite exposing, and it's unfortunate that it's not only exposing for myself, it's exposing for my family, it's exposing for Miss Heard, it's exposing for, it never had to go in this direction.
Can I take Amber's place in the new Aquaman if I'm that hot? Can I?
And so
How can you convict him, or like just like say he did it when he has no history and she has a history? Did no one? I don't even remember her coming out. Like I don't even remember her coming out with all these accusations and stuff. Like, I never saw Johnny that way, and I don't think I knew about what happened in 2016, so I can't say how I would have reacted, because I probably wouldn't have done digging, let's just be honest. I'm a lazy fucking bitch. But Jesus, because believe women. Yeah, but I've always said that women are liars. I think I have I don't use Facebook anymore, but I had a post on Facebook that basically stated if a woman gives false accusations, they should get jail time, which is, I feel like, is true, because if you give false accusations against males, they get jail time. So you should get jail time if it comes out that your accusation is false.
In the beginning of my relationship with Miss Heard, there was, from what I recall, what I remember, she was it was as if she was too good to be true. She was attentive, she was loving, she was smart.
Just be honest, she was hot and young. You had a wife like your age that you'd settled down with. She was getting a little bit older, she had a couple kids. Bodies change. Miss Heard came along, you were infatuated. She was young and hot, and she showed you a lot of attention. But he should have watched out for that, because she was showing him attention because she wanted to use them for clout, which is part of her bad personality traits. One of her million bad personality traits, but anyway.
Kind, she was funny, she was understanding, we had many things in common, certain blues music, and music, literature, things of that nature. So for that year or year and a half, it was.
Okay, guys, in chat, I want to ask you this because this really bothers me about this case because I've seen this all over the internet. Do you think it's okay what Amber Heard did because she's hot and you'd let her do that to you any day? Because I've seen that all over the internet and it's honestly gross. Because I've heard men say that and I'm like, dude, if this actually happened to you and everyone in your life thought you abused this woman, you wouldn't think she was so hot no more. Girls are also so gross. Like the whole serial killer fandom of like girls who want to marry serial killers and get them out of jail. There's a lot of people are just gross.
I worked quite a lot. And when I would come home from work, I would come in the house or hotel, and she would sit me down on the couch and give me a glass of wine and take my boots off, set them to the side, and I'd never experienced anything like that in my life. I just never, I just never experienced that before. And it became a regular thing that she did. It's kind of routine. And I remember one night I came home from work, and I think she was on the phone or something, and or busy, she was doing something, and so I sat down on the couch and I took my boots off, and suddenly Miss Heard approached with this look on her face, and she just said, "What did you just do? What did you do?" I said, "What do you mean? You took your boots off?" I said, "Yeah, yes I did. You were busy, you know." No, that's my job. That's what I do. You don't do that, I do that. Okay, all right then. And then she said, "Let me get you a glass of wine." And she brought me a glass of wine. But I did take pause, of course, at the fact that she was visibly shaken or upset that I had broken her rules of routine. I thought that.
What did you like about Miss Heard when you first started your romantic relationship?
She seemed to be. She seemed to be the. She seemed to be the perfect.
Just say she was hot and young. Just say it. Just say it. She was hot and young and crazy, which made her good in the sack. You know what I'm saying?
You mentioned earlier in your testimony that Miss Heard would take off your boots when you would get home from work. What other types of behaviors did you observe in Miss Heard early in the relationship?
Little things that you would kind of, it would just, you question in the back of your mind, you know, if she wanted to go to bed, I'd say, "Oh, well, I can't sleep, you know, right now." And rather than go and just lay in a bed and stare at the ceiling, I would say, "You know, I'll be either watching TV or hanging out," and that was just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It would stir up some rather unusual.
That's a weird thing to fight over. Especially the way they fought, because their fights were like intense fights. "You're not coming to bed with me? I'll hit you." Like, I don't know how your brain goes there. Anyway.
Reactions from her. I didn't understand why I, as a 50-something-year-old man, was not allowed to go to sleep when I wanted to, as opposed to when she wanted to. It started out with little things like that. And again, they just, they just, I suppose like anything, if they're allowed to continue, then they are allowed to grow. They're allowed to blossom into whatever they're going to become.
2 hours, 38, 52 seconds through 2 hours, 39 minutes, 43 seconds. And then 2 hours, 46 minutes, 1 second through 2 hours, 47 minutes, 20 seconds. Those are 4 clips. Okay. Thank you.
A 3-hour fight! Okay, I would hope it's more than one fight because I can't imagine screaming at someone for 3 hours, dude. I'll get tired. One of us is leaving. One of us is leaving like after 10 minutes.
That's the promise you gave me a little while ago. I'm telling you, if you lost memory last night of kicking me out the door with the fucker hitting me,
Again,
and your memory is gone from you kicking the doors back
Again,
down.
I am
Wait,
sorry.
if you have
Yes, the
those
silence interrupted
memory,
me.
fucking,
I was
divots.
upset. There was a lot going on,
Okay,
and I was
but
on
wait.
an ambulance.
I'm sorry to say it because I hate when people like try to profile everyone as a narcissist. But the main thing about a narcissist is they can't apologize for their action. They can't take responsibility. So she's like, I'm sorry, but I'm not really, because here's the reason why I did it, and it was deserved. So, not really sorry.
Like, why are you obsessing over the fact that I can't remember it the way you remembered it? I said I was sorry. I didn't deny
know
it.
that. I'm not talking about that.
Okay, I don't remember it the way you remember it, but I said I'm sorry, I'm not denying it, but it didn't happen the way you said it happened, so I am kind of denying it. Like, what? Hello? It doesn't make sense. It's like, it doesn't make sense. What you're saying doesn't make sense.
At least 5 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms I went to.
To avoid talking to me. To
To
avoid
escape
working it
the-
out. That's
to
the
escape
problem.
the fight.
You don't escape the fight. You escape the solution.
No.
You escape the solution.
No.
You escape figuring it out. We cannot work it out if you run away to the bathroom every time.
Listen to me. Listen to me. About
I've been in this predicament of running to the bathroom and locking myself in the bathroom, and trust me, it's because you're scared something worse is going to happen during the fight. Because I've been in the predicament of running and locking myself in a bathroom. Like,
You can't go 12 rounds without a fucking minute break.
I'm not giving you a minute break. You do it at minute 3 at the beginning of an argument.
No.
no, because she's overly emotional and she gets angry, and he wants you to calm down so the fight doesn't get physical. So you take a break from each other and come back together when you're calm and can talk about it and not slap each other. Rather fight for 2 hours. Dude, that's what I don't understand. Who wants to fight for 2 hours? Is this like Amber Heard's joy in life? Fighting for hours.
There are rounds, man, and when it gets too fucking hairy, the ref splits them apart or whatever. But all I'm saying is, you can't have a solution if the argument just keeps mounting and mounting and mounting and mounting. I fucking go into the bathroom and sit on the floor. Bam, 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 here you come. Fight, crazy, escalated. I go split again, I go to another fucking bathroom or a bedroom or something. Knock, bang, bang, bang. You kept coming to get me. Tell Travis what just happened.
You told me to do it. You told me to. You said, go do that.
I said, no, tell him what just happened.
And I lied.
That you punched me in the
You're right.
fucking thing. And
You figured
in
it
the
out.
face. And you said, no, fucking, no, I didn't. What the fuck are you talking about? And I
didn't
watched
punch
you lie. And then
I didn't punch you,
and
by
then
the way. I'm sorry that I didn't.
This
hit
part.
you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you, babe. You're not punched.
Once again, I'm not in the wrong because what you said is inaccurate, and what I did not do anything. I'm allowed to hit you, but I didn't punch you. You're inaccurate, and what you're saying is wrong. You're remembering it wrong. Like, I don't, this is what I mean by like a narcissist can never be wrong. Like, they'll find a way that you're wrong.
like to be punched.
You know, even a lot
Like,
of-
even if it's not logical, you're wrong and they're right. It's always like that.
Fight's been around a long time. I know. Yeah.
No, when you fucking have a close
You didn't get punched. You got hit. I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I fucking was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but your
fine. I did not.
Oh, so I don't know what the motion of my hand was, but I was definitely not punching you. I was hitting you, but I can't remember what exactly my hand was like.
Hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you. What am I supposed to do? Do this? I'm not sitting here bitching about it, am I? You are. That's the difference between me and you. You're a fucking baby. You are such a baby.
I'm a baby because I'm a man and I'm supposed to just take punches from women but not hit back. So I'm just supposed to sit there while you're beating me up because I have no other option. Because if I lay a hand on you, I'm beating you. Like, I can't. She's a fucking bitch. I'm sorry.
Baby, grow the fuck up.
Yeah, he's a baby because he can't do anything back.
You did, so I had to
Because,
fuck out of it.
yes, you did. So you did the right thing, the big thing. You know what? You are admirable.
If you don't remember what you did in a fight, that means you have proper anger management issues. I'm sorry. Like, how do you not remember a fight? Especially if it got to the point where you're hitting someone or punching them because she doesn't remember what exactly her hand was like. So I don't know. But dude, how do you not remember? Just tell me how.
She was, bathroom doors go in, she was pushing her, all her weight on the door trying to get in. And I was pushing back because I didn't want to let her in because I obviously didn't want the confrontation. She was not in the best of moods, you can hear. So when I was pushing the bathroom door trying to close it, and was almost closed, she suddenly kind of yelped in pain. And she screamed out, "Ow, my toes or my foot or something." And so in that second I thought, possibly her foot had gotten caught under the door.
Oh no, she was just punching or hitting me. No one knows. She was punching or hitting me just now purposefully over and over and over again. But I'm trying to keep her away from me so that I don't have to deal with being hit over and over again because I can't do anything back. So I'm trying to keep her out. But she tried to get in and I may have accidentally hurt her. So I better go tend to that situation, even though she purposely hurts me.
Of course, not feel great on the foot or the toes, so I thought she was maybe injured. So I knelt down to have a look. The door was still, it was still pretty well about that much open. And when I knelt down on my hands and knees to look at her foot to see the injury, she kicked the bathroom door into my head.
Yep.
How long after that did you start recording, that audio recording that we just heard?
That audio recording was about her trying to make less of what had happened. In fact, trying to make less of what had happened by repeating some story to me that didn't make any sense. And it certainly didn't make any sense since I was there and I was the target. So I wanted some confirmation from someone with some semblance of a mind that could understand what was happening. I wanted Mr. McGibbon to come up and I asked her to tell him what had just happened. And her answer was essentially, I don't know what he's talking about. Nothing happened. He's fine. And once again, I told Mr.
Yeah, but it's just so shit when it happens to a man. Because the issue is, if someone abuses a woman and they're a strong woman, they can fight back and nothing's going to be said or done. But the issue is, Johnny can't fight back. He can't. You're going to get called names, and he got called names regardless, even though he didn't fight back. He still got called names. So like it's just so trash. And no one's going to believe you because you're a big, strong man and she's a small little girl. How could she be hitting you and you not be okay? Like, it's just such a weird... It's really shit when it happens to a man and no one ever believes them.
So how did it come to be that your finger became injured?
There was at one point where I'd stayed in one of the, sitting on the bathroom floor, door locked, she's banging away, screaming, blah, 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 and then suddenly she stopped, and I could hear her walk away. And I left the place, the room that I was hiding in, or not hiding, locked myself into, And I went downstairs in the house. There was
Like, that's how you can tell someone is a victim. They're locking themselves into rooms to just get away from it. Yeah, no, you can't hit back as a guy. I'm sorry, I don't I don't follow the whole gender thing of women are just as strong as men. Physically, we are not. We evolve differently to you guys. We don't have as naturally strong muscles and stuff. I mean, there are some instances where women are stronger than men. Like if a woman works out and a man has different genetics and he's scrawny and he doesn't work out. Then in that instance, yes, that woman could possibly be stronger than the guy, but most of the time the men are stronger.
was downstairs in the house. As soon as you walk in the house, you can go upstairs or downstairs. Downstairs there was a sort of rec area, pool table and such, and there was a bar. And I was a mess. I was a wreck. I was shaking, and I just didn't understand why all this was happening. So I went behind the bar. I grabbed a bottle of vodka that was there and a shot glass, and sat at the bar. She was nowhere around, and I poured myself 2 or 3 stiff shots of the vodka. First taste of alcohol I'd had in a long time, and then she came down to the bar and found me there, and of course started screaming, "Oh, you're drinking again, the monster," and all that. So she walked up to me and reached and grabbed the bottle of vodka, and then just kind of stood back and then.
Oh, it's
hurled it
this
at me.
one.
And it just went right past my head and smashed behind me. So I stood up and I walked behind the bar, and there was a larger bottle of vodka, the kind with the handle, on it. I grabbed that and I went and I sat in my seat again. I opened the bottle and I poured myself a shot. Drank it. Miss Earth was flinging insults left, right, and center, and she then grabbed that bottle and threw that at me. And the way that the bar was situated, and where Miss Heard was. So if I could show you, so if this is the bar, where the glass was, and the bottles, this was the bar, and I'm sitting there, she would grab the bottle and she would go there, she went there. And so I was leaning like this in the chair, looking at her. First bottle went, and got the other bottle, shot, takes the second bottle, which is the larger one. I'm in this position again, and my hand is on the edge of the
I think this is when she
bar, like that. And
cuts
leaning over
his
to
finger.
me, like that, and she threw the large bottle,
Yeah.
and it
Thing.
made contact and shattered everywhere. And I honestly didn't feel pain at first at all. I felt no pain whatsoever. What I felt was, I felt heat. I felt heat, and I felt as if something were dripping down my hand, and then I looked down and realized that the tip of my finger had been severed.
They can't see you.
And
They can't?
I was looking directly at my bones sticking out, and the
To be fair, I mean, not to her. I mean, to be fair to Johnny. I mean, he shouldn't be drinking, but tough times call for tough measures. Like, I don't know if I'd just start drinking midway through a fight, but it's a little bit different if your partner's beating you up.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different. But, like, say you're a normal couple
Yes.
and you're having this intense fight. Say you caught your partner cheating or whatever, and your fight's, like, intense, and the other partner goes and fetches a bottle of alcohol and starts pouring themselves drinks. I'd be a little bit pissed off, but in this instance where you're literally punching and kicking and screaming, and it's probably over not going to bed together, I'd let him have a little bit of alcohol.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's entitled to it.
Yeah,
Especially if that helps him relax.
it's a little bit different. But in a regular argument with a normal partner, I do not suggest that you start drinking alcohol in the middle of your argument.
the meaty portion of the inside of your finger, and blood was just pouring out. And at that point, I think that I went into some sort of I don't know what a nervous breakdown feels like, but that's probably the closest that I've ever been. Nothing made sense. And I knew in my mind and in my heart, this is not life.
Mr. Depp, after Miss Heard threw the vodka bottle at you and severed your finger, what, if anything, did she say when she saw the injury?
Almost like white noise, just someone yelling. It was just a
Thanks, Bobby.
high-pitched, constant attack of insults. It was just jumbled words to me in a very high frequency, and I was in a bit of shock. You know, that's me in the emergency room. I see a detail that I forgot, which is the Ms. Heard had taken my cigarette from the ashtray and stomped it out in my face here.
So when she put a cigarette out on him,
Yes.
on
So
his face.
yeah. So what she started doing after all of this proof came out is she would start recording, and it's very funny to listen to the difference in recordings, the ones that came from her versus the ones that came from him. So in the ones from him, she's screaming, he's also kind of screaming. But the ones from her, she's speaking very like terrible, and she's like, Johnny, what are you doing? Why are you putting a cigarette out on me? And like, who when they get a cigarette put out on them is going, why are you putting a cigarette out on me?
Yeah, no, that makes
No, you go,
sense.
what the fuck?
Exactly.
That's how you react to someone putting a cigarette
Exactly.
out on you.
Like, have you ever been burnt with a cigarette? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I think I have. But like, honestly, it's, what the fuck?
Exactly. It's never, oh my gosh, don't do that.
Why did you do that? Oh, Johnny, why are you doing this? Why are you punching me? Like, the audio recordings from her are so hilariously bad. Like, it's just very funny to see, because she also tries to copy everything he has proof of her doing, and her even saying that she did it. Like, punching and hitting him.
Wow.
She tries to do it back to him, except there's no proof of him actually doing it. It's just her saying that he did it.
So, Mr. Depp, now that the jury can see the photograph, can you again explain what that green dot is identifying?
Just above the green dot is
Yes, so this is the actual
wound,
proof.
from
His
Ms. Heard.
severed finger and the burnt
Taking my
cigarette
cigarette.
in his face.
And
So she tries to do the same, and it's the same as the fucking makeup artist bullshit story. If that makeup artist actually did cover her black eyes and helped her with her bruised ribs, I want that lady's number. I want $1 million. I want to be Twitch famous. She's a fucking witch. Because, dude, there's literally no proof of her ever having black eyes and stuff, but she claims she had it the day before she went on an interview, and she looks flawless. I'm just like, I know makeup. Makeup cannot cover that. Dude. Even trying to just cover a hickey with makeup is just not doable.
No.
You can't cover black eyes.
that was after the finger had gone away, and she stuck it out in my face, on my cheek.
I'm not the one who throws pots and
Those are different.
else at me.
That's different. That's one does not negate the other. That's irrelevant. It's a complete non sequitur. Just because I've thrown pots and pans does not mean that you come and knock on the door. Just because there are vases does not mean that you come and knock on the door.
Really, so just let you throw.
I'm not saying that. You're saying that. You're putting words in my mouth and then making non
I'm giving
sequiturs.
you a situation.
No, you're trying to justify how you don't or do come to the door
No,
based
I'm
on whether I throw
justifying-
pots and pans. It's
no,
irrelevant.
I'm justifying how you seem to think that there's this cowardice in me that runs away and I don't fight for you.
And you're justifying that by saying I throw pots and pans? Okay, cool. Let's talk about everything.
No, he's justifying it by saying, when you threw pots and pans, I came into the room to see if I could help. Why you're so angry? That's what he's trying to say. She's just not getting it, but anyway. Okay, well, that's the last video for today. I think we'll continue tomorrow's